Welcome. And today we'll dive into the confession and reactions to the post from Saucy Salad Undressing titled, "Today I almost got into a physical fight with an old lady in a grocery store." Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his pen so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. Oh boy, let's get ready for some confessions. Saucy Salad Undressing confessed, "Today I almost got into a physical fight with an old lady in a grocery store. 50-plus old lady was being rude to the cashier, calling her names. I was next in line, female 25, and I told her how rude she was being. And how shocked I was for a lady her age to act like that. And use those kinds of words. She directed all her anger at me, and started calling me really bad names in Russian and cussing me. When she was done with her groceries, she mumbles how she's never coming back to this store again, saying the cashiers are awful, etc. I said that nobody wants her here anyways. That's when her already red face explodes and she starts shaking from anger. By that point I'm walking away from the till because I'm done with my purchase. So she's walking behind me, red face and shaking, and flat out saying every swear word I know. As she's really close to me, I felt threatened. This lady is fuming and approaching me. So I say in a daring way, 'Just you touch me.' And I kept walking. If she had touched or tried to harm me, I would have defended myself. When I walked out and I looked back one more time, she cursed and spat on the ground in a disrespectful manner. I showed her my middle finger and walked away." Edit. Thank you guys for the interesting comments. This is my first popular post. Please have a banana day. Don't be a bystander when it comes to injustice. Edit. All you people being offended by 50-plus being called old. Get over it. When I'm 50-plus you can call me old. I don't care. What are your thoughts on Saucy Salad Undressing's confession? Please share in the comments below. Now let's go on to hear how some Reddit members reacted to this confession. Ruby Tuesday 80 reacted with, "I accidentally called a woman a see you next Tuesday at Walmart. I really don't enjoy Walmart on a good day, but that day I was especially over it. This woman cut in front of me in the self-checkout and you see you next Tuesday just slipped out. She ignored it thankfully." You're kidding me 1234 reacted with, "She had anger issues, it wasn't with a clerk or with you. I was in retail for 36 years. I wouldn't want to walk in her shoes." Saucy Salad Undressing followed up with, "I've been there and I was a very angry child. But I learned to cope." You're kidding me 1234 responded with, "A lot of people have. I have great respect for you keeping your cool. I once had this girl come in my store and tell me she was gonna beat my butt. All kinds of thoughts went through my head and the only thing that I could say was I bet you could. Lol." Stand in Shadows chimed in with, "I had someone threaten me because I made a mistake while checking them out. I fixed the problem in a matter of seconds, but this young guy was huffing and puffing, threatening to beat my butt over something small. The best response I came up with was 'That's crazy,' and then called a manager that kicked them out." Goth Grandpa reacted with, "I used to work as a cashier. And man, the amount of crabby people. Ugh. You did what I always wanted to do. I always played dumb and frustrate them more. Though I'll admit it was always awkward being in the position when one customer is being poopy. And another is trying to correct their attitude and you're trying to be nice to both." Bag of Potatoes reacted with, "I work in a pharmacy and I see this daily. Elderly people scream at my coworkers a few times daily because we are the middleman of insurance issues. I've had patients scream at me threatening I'm trying to kill them because the generic, cheaper inhaler prescribed to them isn't correct and I'm trying to kill them. Elderly people are some of the most entitled a-holes I've ever dealt with, and most of my favorite customers are under 50 years old. Welcome to American retail." Manis Initio reacted with, "Wisdom is learning to de-escalate such situations. You put yourself at risk of being physically assaulted for no good reason. It's much harder to be nice and keep composure than just to give in and stoop as low as the rude person in front of you." Saucy Salad Undressing followed up with, Funny, because I approached her respectfully and never used a swear word. I asked her to not be so rude and later said that nobody wants her here anyways, which I admit was like adding fuel to a fire. But people need to learn that such behavior isn't okay and they can't get away with it. A re-up reacted with, haha, I remember when one of our dear regulars, still remember his name, Christopher, was in line and some ugly hag of a woman cut him off. They had words. I was smiling and laughing and I just loved it. I told him I had his back and that he shouldn't be embarrassed. He hardly came inside after that, but always through our drive-thru. Still remember the line. I can tell that's cheap bottle dye, biatch. Your roots are showing. Sapiophile 2020 followed up with, this is effing awesome. Shulday reacted with, a couple weeks ago I, 26-year-old female, confronted a belligerent 50-something-year-old man who was screaming at a young cashier who couldn't have been older than 19 or 20. I literally thought he was going to hit me at one point. I was terrified. Luckily the dude behind me in line had my back and was defending me. Good for you for standing up for the cashier. It can be hard, but doing the right thing is always worth it. I'm sure the cashier was super thankful you were there. Saucy salad undressing followed up with, I'm glad there are people like you. I was so surprised that the security guard wasn't around when my incident happened, because he's usually right by the tail and he wasn't there this time. Maybe he was smoking or something. I wonder how it would have played out if he was there. Would she have dared to verbally attack the cashier? BRC 8332 reacted with, I had a pretty intense exchange in a grocery store once. The woman was screaming at her kid because he was literally just being a kid and stopping to look at stuff a little longer than she preferred. Regardless, it was totally uncalled for. This kid was maybe 3 years old at the most and, in my opinion, one of the better behaved children I had seen in there that day. I was at the other end of the aisle and when I glanced over I saw her start yanking him up by his arm, hard enough she could have broken it, screaming in his face. Poor kid was crying so hard he was hyperventilating and I didn't know my adrenaline kicked in, and I was in her face before I could control myself. I truly regretted upsetting her kid because she had already put him through enough trauma without a stranger intervening and yelling at his mom. But I have no regrets whatsoever telling her I'd gladly call the proper authorities, and if she so much as touched me, I'd show her how it felt to be yanked around. Alderic 1022 reacted with, standing up for cashiers is respectable. They receive the brunt of what customers throw at the store and they can't walk away. Mega Kennedy reacted with, people who are rude to those who work in customer service for absolutely no reason can go F themselves. Purple Snowballs reacted with, you should have fought the biatch. Extremely Confused 25 reacted with, as a former cashier in multiple customer service jobs, I can tell you that I will willingly kiss the ground you walk on. I've had far too many customers show behavior that is beyond disrespect. I've been threatened to be punched in the face. And I'm a very easy to get along with kind of guy, believe it or not. That said, I'm not sure what good you accomplished. Other than the fact that maybe, you felt good making her mad. Saucy salad undressing followed up with, she clearly had a switch flip in her head, everything from her body language, shakes and mumbled insults. I realized that poop can go down as she was approaching. I could tell she was thinking about touching me, so that's when I warned her. I don't take anything from this experience except I hope she gets better. Extremely Confused 25 responded with, one thing is for sure, you have a somewhat confrontational personality. I think that's very novel and unique. You can use that to your advantage. Some of the most wealthy, financially successful people in the world are not afraid to bulldoze their competitors when it comes to opportunities for promotion. Or other things like that. All the best. Psych Nurse 6685 reacted with, You are a badass. Thank you. I'm sick of AA holes. I'm sick of it all. 724 DFSM reacted with, that's nothing. I peed on a guy over 20 years ago and you should see all the grief that I'm getting. Bella Jimmy reacted with. This happened to me yesterday. Young Indian man serving and the dirk in front of him started losing his poop at him. Screaming, "You're not listening." I tapped this prick on the shoulder and told him take it easy, English is not this guy's first language. Well, he told me to F myself and mind my own business. I said I would if he wasn't such an a-hole. Yelling and screaming that you shouldn't live in Australia unless you speak English. I simply said, listen here F-wit, our whole nation is multicultural. Maybe it's you who has to leave if you can't stand it, turn on his heels and F off while I'm giving him the double bird. Which he got to see, which was great. The young Indian man thanked me. There is no need to be rude to the people who serve us. It really grinds my gears. Deleted reacted with. Sounds like she was being a biatch and you put her in her place and made sure she didn't escalate it by touching you. The world isn't going to become a better place until the people being dirks are called out for being dirks. Also, she could live like 30 plus more years. Maybe you may have just stopped her starting on someone else and it ending badly. Brooklyn 40 reacted with. Perfect example of why you don't get involved in situations like this. I realize you were only trying to help, but what if she did hit you? You would have been the one in trouble. Why? You interacted with her first. Granted, if she was about to get physical with the cashier, by all means, it involved to stop it. But when it's only verbal, stand fast, and when you step up to the cashier, you can say something to make her smile. Something like, very sarcastically say, "Wow. Worst cashier on earth award." As you're smiling. Or, "Wow. Crazy's on the loose today." And finally, I'm a simp for BL reacted with. Finally, an actual confession on Reddit. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great question answered by a bunch of fine and honorable citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. I think he found more drama for me to share with you. See you soon.